Yo, if you're a numbers junkie, you love diving into NBA stats, this is the perfect episode for you. Warriors on a 4-game losing streak. Really, we haven't played well the past 8 to 10 games. We're going to dive into specific team numbers and individual numbers about our three-point shooting and how it's failing us. We live and die by the threes. 50 threes a game. When you make it, you're going to win. When you get 25 threes in the game, you're going to win out of 50. If you're making 8 to 12, it's going to be hard to win because you're missing a lot of shots. And the Warriors have regressed back to the mean in terms of the team stats and individual player stats. So for us to get back to winning ways, they have to get back to making threes. And we're going to break down the numbers on this episode of Warriors Digest. Randy Silver, we have a day off today. It's Monday. We play Denver on national TV Tuesday night. TNT. It's going to be a big game. Hopefully we don't lose five in a row after losing to Phoenix. So folks, let's dive into the numbers of the Warriors season and show what was doing so well to start and where we're falling right now. I have some pictures to bring up. So let's start with 4. So through 13 games, the Warriors were second in NBA in three-point makes at 16.3 per game, fourth in three-point attempts at 41.3, and second in percentage, 39%. 6 players were shooting above 40% level for elite status. 6 players were shooting above 40% and considered elite status at 3-point percentage. Now, if I go to, the rest of if we look at where we're at right now for the season, 40% 3-point status, right? 6 players. Let me share my screen. Now we look at, we only have 4 players. Hield, Curry, Wiggins, and Green still, which is great. Moody, who's not playing a lot, give that number like it should be. He should play with 38%. He's not. And Melton's out for the season. Waters has regressed down. Kuminga is not where I hope he would be at 40%. So really, you can rely on Curry and Hield. They've been up and down the past couple games, but you can see we started off the season really well. Now defenses have picked up or players have regressed back to the mean a bit. So that is your point 1 on team threes and then the individual numbers. If we look at the first 15 games, we were 4th in the league at 3-point attempts, 41, and 3-point makes and 3-point percentage, 38% from 3 as a team. Now, if we go to our team stats, so again, just a couple more right there. If we go to our team stats, we look at 3-point percentage as a team. Warriors are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th at 37.6%. So what did I just say we were? I just said 15 games, we were at 38%. Now we're at 37%. So we're still around that mean, but some other teams have picked us up. Boston started the season really hot. They've cooled off a bit from 3. Not ideal. But when you look at the 3-point attempts per game, folks, we're shooting 42 still. So what is 42? You're making 37%. That means you're not even making 17 threes a game. You're making closer to like 13-ish threes a game. Now, the other kicker as well is if you're not making your threes, get to the chair. Oh, I guess 3-point made. I should put it right here. This tells you right here, 15.8. So we're still top 4, but when you shoot that many threes, you're not doing well. It's going to affect you. In addition, when we look at free throw percentage, which we know we're terrible at, you got to go to the bottom of the chart. Warriors, 70%. Barely passing at 7 out of 10 made a game on average. And you're getting to the line 21 times, which is basically, middle of the pack. So you're missing more threes. You're not making your free throws. It's hard to overcome, folks. That's hard to overcome. That's why we've been faltering, especially against better teams, the past, say, 6-ish games. Let me blow this back up. Those numbers, again, have tumbled over the last 6 games, as I said. Curry has not been shooting as well. Obviously, he has a knee pain, and he's been hurt a little bit. Wiggins is shooting decent. Buddy Hield is not as hot as he was. I mean, he was the hottest player from 3, hottest shooter in the game in his first 3-4 games with the Warriors. That was not going to stay realistically, of course. But that's hard. When you have all that and you're winning against bad teams, obviously against good teams, you still need that, and it's not happening. Draymond Green is still shooting the ball relatively well from 3, better than he has most seasons in the NBA, but he's not a 3-point shooter per se. Kuminga, was supposed to be a better three-point shooter. He is not. I just showed you he's not even 30%. Those considered shooters, Moody is shooting close to 40%, but he's not playing a lot, so does that even matter? Steve Kerr, Podziemski has been shooting terrible, and Lindy Waters had that great start to preseason, 5 of 5, hit the game-winning 3 as the buzzer expired, and just has not been a good starter in a good three-point shooter starter. He's come off the bench and did well, and we were hoping that would give firepower in the starting lineup, but when he's starting, he's not shooting the ball well. So this has really affected the Warriors again. And when we put up threes and you're not making it, you're not getting offensive rebounds, it gives them opportunity transitions. They can do what they're doing. Again, we're launching a lot of threes, but the accuracy's dropped. As I already mentioned, we're down to 10th in percentage, but the Warriors are shooting 35% from three, 17% in the league over the last 6 games. 2-4 over that span, again, with the loss to Phoenix. So you're getting to the grind this season. You're starting to have some tired legs. You're playing back-to-backs. You're doing road trips. Now you're going to really have to see your technical skill and your ability come through. And right now, the Warriors aren't doing that. The other thing as well was when we looked at offensive leaders early in the season, like first 10 games, we were up there in efficiency. Right now, we're not there anymore. When we look at points per game, 116, we're close to the 120. Okay. So you're still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're 8th, which is not terrible. But if you look at what we were giving up, we were below 100 points a game. Yes, we weren't playing the best teams. That has risen. That's risen 10 points to 110. So still top 6 in terms of points giving up. So we're still playing good offense and defense. That's why we're top 4 in the Western Conference. But when you look, folks, again, where did it go? Where did the Warriors go? 1 second. 116, 110. So now you only have a +6 efficiency advantage in points scored versus points against. And if you're not able to, make a couple more threes, limit the turnovers, it's going to be a close game like we're having, and we're not pulling those out in clutch time like we have in other games, in other seasons as well, especially not last season. We look at point differential, again what I'm talking about. Right now it's a +6. Still top 10 in the NBA. But when you're losing games, you got to score, you got to hold them against, and we're not able to do that. I already, again, talked about 3-point percentage, 3 points, and it comes down to just making our threes. Now, the cool thing as well, we're not supposed to be a good rebounding team. We're still averaging 49 a game, as you can see right there. The second, without being a big team. And is that where the Warriors go ahead and make a trade for Valanciunas, somebody from the Bulls? Apparently they're open. Nets, apparently everyone's open. What they're going to do there. So, folks, it really comes down to our shooting and making threes. When we look at our roster, again, Curry, one of the best shooters of all time. Wiggins is playing near an all-star level again. Back to that, which is great on both sides of the ball. Green, all-star level, both sides of the ball. Could probably use more production from him offensively consistently. Melton out for the season. GP2 will give you a good offensive night a week, but really there for defense. Looney, rebounding is great, but not going to really pose a threat. Shooting, which is tough. Hield has been shooting the ball not as good as of late, but he can always turn on and get 6 to 8 threes in a game. Anderson has been playing nice at slow-mo, getting to the paint, can make a couple threes. Kuminga is not shooting the ball well, slashing decently, but we need him to shoot better. Moody is not getting the playing time he deserves, can shoot the ball well. Podziemski has been having a terrible shooting season, sophomore slump. Waters started the season hot and has cooled down. Trayce Jackson-Davis is not a shooter. He's going to get rebounds and get layups. And then Santos is not playing. So when the team's not shooting and making their threes, it's tough to win. When you're playing better teams and you're not defending them well and they're making their threes, it's tough to win. So Warriors fans, comment your thoughts. Do you agree with what I put here? Is there anything else that you're seeing that we need? And then, of course, please subscribe to Warriors Digest. We're going to break down everything for you daily. Denver game tomorrow. Hopefully, we make our threes and we win. See you on the next episode.